Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about the state of the Orlando real estate market, some trends to kind of keep your eye on, and some opportunities that as a buyer, seller, or an investor, you guys may be willing to jump on or want to take the opportunity to jump on. So if you're considering buying, selling, or investing in the Orlando real estate market, you won't want to miss this. So let's dive in. Market overview. The Orlando real estate market has been quite active over the past few months. Even with the increase in interest rates, the Orlando market and the surrounding suburbs have really gone up. Not too much in the past couple months, but the home prices have increased. For example, in March, they went up to about $365,000 from $358,000 average sales price in February. So this increase has a lot to do with the inventory. Even though inventory has gone up 103.5% since March 2022, we're still experiencing a kind of a seller hesitancy. A lot of sellers don't want to lose their 3-4% interest rates, so they refuse to put their houses on the market. This has led to, even though an increase in inventory, the demand for housing still has not the inventory still has not surpassed the demand for housing, and buyers are still having a little bit of a difficult time, albeit much easier than it was before, in securing a house. So this may change as interest rates keep going up. So interest rates as of March 2023 were at 6.7% on average, and the Fed's already said that they're going to go up more. Because of all this, buyers do have a lot more options to choose from. However, it's still a seller's market, and although it's not as crazy as it was a year ago, where sellers could pretty much, pull a price out of thin air and probably get it, there is a lot more competition now as far as inventory going up. So sellers have to be a little bit more mindful of the prices that they choose. So some trends to look at in the Orlando real estate market. So trend number one. There's a significant decrease in the amount of new homes that are being constructed and sold. 38% year-over-year decline in new home construction home sales, which for multiple reasons, there's labor shortages, there's increased costs of materials, there's supply chain disruptions, and some of these things are getting worse, some of these things are getting better, but they all point to a significant reduction in the amount of new home construction permits and ultimately startups that are going on. So this, generally speaking, new home construction is what will kind of catch up inventory. The new home builders, especially when there's a shortage of resale homes, the new home builders will ramp up construction, and they will they'll catch up with the demand that there is for new housing in the Central Florida area. Since this isn't happening because of many factors, the ones I just mentioned, and then the rising interest rates, new home builders just aren't as keen as to start all these homes and maybe be left with a large inventory that they can't get rid of. So they're slowing things down. The permits have gone down. The permit starts have gone down, and the new home starts have also gone down over the past year, which isn't a great sign for home buyers because it will keep prices either stable or increasing a little bit. My prediction is that home prices will probably just remain stagnant here for the next few months, since interest rates are due to rise again, and hopefully new home construction will be able to catch up and provide some much needed inventory to the Orlando real estate market. Now, our second trend has to do with homeowners insurance. There's a crisis of insurance in Florida, and some much needed relief is hopefully on the horizon. However, two bills were just passed in Florida to what they're going to do is basically strengthen consumer protections when it comes to property insurance. Now, these bills may cause some more regulation for homeowners insurance companies or the insurance providers. So in turn, that may make costs go up a little bit more than they already have. There's been a significant increase in costs, and it's something that as a home buyer and a home seller, you really have to keep your eye on, because if you're buying a home and you go and insurance providers have really changed and tightened their the qualifications for the home, you really need to get your homeowner's insurance handled up front during your contract, because if you don't, you might get stuck not being able to cancel in case you can't get insurance on the property. And on the other side of the aisle is if you're a seller and you have a 20-year-old roof, more than likely that buyer isn't going to be able to get insurance with a roof that old. So you really have to be cognizant of what's going on in the insurance market. And now with these two bills, it may cause costs to go up a little bit more. Hopefully there is some relief in the future, but as of right now, that's what's going on as far as property insurance trends here in Florida. So another trend to look at is the short-term rental market trend. There was quite a shock in 2020, 2021, and early 2022 when short-term rental market rates saw a plunge. They've recovered significantly since then, but the outlook for this year is slow to moderate growth, especially with rising interest rates and rising home costs. This is really going to put a damper on especially the Osceola County, Polk County, Lake County markets, where the majority of the short-term rental markets in Central Florida are found. These markets have already seen a significant increase in inventory because a lot of people kind of see the writing on the wall, and there's a lot of inventory, some places even 300 to 400% higher than last year, because a lot of people are trying to sell and get out of the short-term rental market. This is also a good opportunity for investors if you are looking to get in the short-term rental game. You could look in areas that have seen that increase of 300, 400% inventory. And these are the areas where you're really going to be able to find a good deal, be able to negotiate and get something that you know may be worth it in the future, especially as things normalize and people start vacationing a little bit more than they have been. So with these three trends in mind, let's kind of discuss some good opportunities for buyers, sellers, and investors in the Orlando real estate market. If you are a buyer, the current state of the Orlando real estate market offers several opportunities. So first off, consider locking in your mortgage as soon as possible. Worst thing you can do is wait and kind of try to time the market. Hopefully rates will go down, probably not. So lock in your rate as soon as possible so that you can still buy the house that you're looking to buy and don't get disqualified because your debt to income is too high. Also consider buying a house in an area that has incoming infrastructure, that has a lot of commercial developments going in, sort of like the Hamlin area or North Apopka, Mineola in Central Florida. All these areas are being developed rapidly. A lot of new commercial real estate is going in there. A lot of infrastructure is going in there that are going to make these areas have a potential for growth in the future as far as your equity in your home is concerned. Now, if you're a seller, a few key opportunities to take advantage of the current market. Start by pricing your home competitively. You know, gone are the days of you being able to just pull a price out of thin air and probably get it. You know, that was the case in 2021 and 2022, but those days are gone. You really have to look at the comparable sales now. You really have to price your house accordingly, because if not, it's going to sit and you may be chasing the market down. As interest rates go up, so our prices are going to tend to come down, and it's going to get harder and harder to sell because the pool of buyers obviously shrinks. Make sure that your house is it's ready to go. You know, clear all the countertops, spruce up the landscaping. Make sure that your house stands out aside from all the other ones that are currently on the market. Because if it doesn't, then again, your price, you might not be able to get it. So if you're an investor, there's numerous opportunities that you could take advantage of. More than anything, what you got to look for as an investor in the Central Florida market is where are inventories rising the highest and the fastest. Not every community, not every neighborhood is going to be the same. A good rule of thumb is south of Orlando, you know, Osceola County, Lake County, Polk County, St. Cloud, Point Siena. These areas have seen significant increases in inventory over the past 6 to 12 months. And it's where you're really going to see some good opportunities to purchase a home. Rental rates have kind of stagnated a little bit, so you have to make sure that your cash on cash return is good, your cap rates are good. You got to analyze a property for its financials even more than you ever have. But at least if you're shopping in these high inventory areas, then you're going to be able to mitigate those numbers and really get something that's going to be profitable in the future. So there you have it, folks. The latest trends and opportunities in the Orlando real estate market. Keep in mind that market conditions do change pretty rapidly. So it's essential to stay informed and work with an experienced agent such as myself that's going to help you navigate the local real estate market successfully. So if you have any questions or need any assistance with any of these, please don't hesitate to reach out. All my information is found below and in the next slide. Thanks again for coming and watching this video, and until the next time, bye-bye.